What's up, guys? Ryan420 here. Welcome back to, welcome to my first storytime video. I haven't done one of these, but I have a few stories that I can share like these. So if you enjoy this and you want to hear more or other stories like this, leave a like, and yeah, I'm gonna just get right into it. This is about the time that I greened out at my friend's trailer park. So let me tell you, I was an adult at the time, but I want to speculate that I was either like 19 or 20, because I know I wasn't 21, because this was before I was actually allowed to go into the dispensaries. So I went over to my friend's house. My friend and her fiance and whoever else they had living with them at the time, and there was some younger folks there too that was related to them, so they were all family. And you know, I was friends with the one person, so it was all good. We all knew each other. So when I get there, what I remember is, first I got there and my friend was like, they proposed that we should take edibles. So they had some edibles, and because I haven't been going to the dispensary, like, because I wasn't allowed to, and so I was smoking weed at the time, yeah, but I wasn't doing it like every day, so my tolerance was still pretty like fresh, I guess. It was still pretty like down there, you know. Also, edibles are just fucking yeah, dude, a whole other world of shit basically. But so my friend did something kind of mean, okay, and I don't hold it against them, and I'm not mad at them about it to this day, because nothing really bad came of it besides this. So I don't hold them against them. But don't be like this, friend, man. Don't do this to your friends, especially if they like, at the time, like, my tolerance, you know, I didn't smoke every day like I do now. Like, I'm actually trying to take a tea break now because of the shit. So yeah, but we were gonna split this edible. Okay, I don't remember how much it was. It was I don't remember. I just knew we were gonna like both take smaller. We were gonna like split it in half or something like that. And they tricked me. They split it uneven, so they got the smaller portion and I got the portion that was, I think, 50 or 60 milligrams or some shit like that. Don't do that to people, okay? So the first part of this, after I take it, when I first start, like, I remember I got really high, right? And so we were all having fun, but I just kept getting higher and higher and higher. So when I started to, like, when I knew I was like starting to panic, it's a little bit blurry, but this is kind of how I remember it. I remember this is what it felt like at the time. It felt like I had dementia, man. I just remember everything was all foggy, and it was almost like I was confused. Like, I swear I almost didn't know where I was. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I was just confused, bro. I really was hit with like young people dementia or some shit, bro. And I remember I got really sick, and this is the part I remember well, right? So everything's kind of blurry at this point. I know I'm feeling a little foggy. I'm like confused, that shit, right? So this is where I remember it very vividly, and this is where the story's gonna get good. Okay, so I go outside. I think this was like in the spring or the summer, so it wasn't like terribly cold. Dark out. I'm going outside, and my friend's coming out to talk to me because I'm standing outside her trailer like a weirdo. I'm not on her porch. I'm right next to her porch, like in the grass, and I'm clinging onto her porch for dear life, like I'm spinning, like the whole earth is spinning, bro. I'm gripping that shit. And I just felt sick. And what I remember at the time was really weird, because like I said, there was some younger folk around, but they were related to the person, and they knew that the person smokes, and they've seen it, and they know what it is. They know that it's something that they don't mess with, and it's big people stuff, and that's it, right? They know that. So I really had nothing to worry about, because they smoke around their family all the time, you know. But at the time, I was so high, I just remember the only thing I was worried about was, and I don't know why, but I was just like, dude, I'm setting a bad example for these kids, man. Like they knew, right? Because they're around them. They know it. They're not dumb, and it's cool because they're this person's family. So it's not, But I'm just like, dude, I'm like greening out, and they're gonna like, I'm setting a bad example. Like I'm a bad person. Like, I'm like, I'm having like weak guilt, bro. And my friends taught, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, you're not making any sense. What's going on? Like, and so I remember that. And I remember I was trying to communicate to that to them, and then next thing I know, bam, projectile vomit all over the yard. Well, not all over the yard, but it was a lot in one spot. It was like a pile. It was gross. I'm not gonna describe it to you, but it was not fun. So they're like, "Are you good? Are you good?" Like, she goes inside. She's like, "Ryan's greening out," and she's like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was shaking, bro. I wasn't making. It sounded like I was like fucking drunk and schizo or some shit." And so they kept asking me if I'm alright. I told them I was fine. I needed to go for a walk and get some air. Okay. So they're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, yeah, I'll be good. And so I'm still high as fuck at this point, right? But I'm a little bit less high because, as Gro said, it is the vomiting kind of like, I think I vomited out some of my high. So I was still very high, but I was now a lot less high than I currently was, and it was still very high, but it was at a much less scary level now. Okay, cool. So I'm still high, but I know I'm fine. I know I'm not dying. I can walk. I can talk. Okay, cool. So I'm like, all right, I just gotta go get some air, Her trailer park, where she's at specifically, she's like in one of the entrances. There's like this long road, and there's a park there. So you go down this long road, and you go left a little bit, and there's like the office, and there's the park. And I think I just went and like sat at the park for a few minutes or some shit like that. But this is the one part I specifically remember, and this is why I wanted to make this story time video, to tell this specific part. And those of you who have greened out or have experienced this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm walking back to the trailer, okay? I'm walking back to I feel weird too. This is just part of being high and like the greening out experience. Like I feel heavy. Well, I do, but I don't at the same time. Cause like my arms, I can't really, it's like a light head. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm walking back to the trailer, and I probably look like I'm stumbling or some shit, And I see the trailer in view. It's far away, but it's like at the end of the street, and I see it. And so I'm walking, and I'm walking, and I see the trailer, but it's not getting any closer. And I'm walking, and I'm thinking, man, shit, it's a lot. I don't remember it being this long. It's a long walk to the trailer. I literally remember saying that shit to myself out loud, bro. And I'm that trailer. I was like walking at like, it felt like I was walking at like 2 feet an hour or some shit, man. Shit was, and all I could think of at the time, and anybody who's like my age right now, I'm 22, all right, if you'll remember this when we were little kids, maybe that old Scooby-Doo episode where they met Batman and there was the Joker, and I think there was a scene where Scooby and Shaggy were like in a fun house, and they were walking in this thing to the store, and it was like a treadmill, or so they were like walking forever, right? That's what I felt like. That's what I fucking felt like. Yeah. So finally got back to the trailer, and at that point, I don't think anything else really crazy happened. I think I hung out for a little bit, went home, probably crashed instantly. But yeah, that was the time I was greened out and lost in my friend's trailer park. And believe it or not, I have other greening out stories in that same trailer park. So if you want to hear more, leave a like and let me know. I will definitely make more of these if this does well, or if you guys want to see more. One of the other stories that I can tell is the time where I greened out and they brought someone new over to the trailer park, and I'll go more elaborate when I tell the story, but basically I thought that their friend was like an EMT or some shit, and they called the ambulance because I was greening out. I've done it a few times, man. Yeah, but thank you for watching again. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Comment below any crazy greening out stories that you guys have. I'd like to hear from them. And other than that, just take care of yourself. Drink some water. Don't give up. Meditate. Meditate's good for you. Do that once in a while. Okay? All right. Bye. Boop. I'm always